bananas, banana plants are like almost not a thing anymore.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because they're all just taken off of the same family of plants.
Yeah. If there was one banana epidemic,
they would all go away.
Banana-demic.
Yeah.
If they would all just
They would
collapse.
just slip away.
Yeah.
They are really teetering. It's a teetering species.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all ready?
That's alright. I wait till then. Won't know what's on your mind when we talk with no lights on. We're in trouble now.
Hello and welcome back to the Feature 52 podcast. I am Zebra Force, and to my right is Fez Reyes, and you are watching or listening to a show where we sit down with wonderful underground and upcoming artists. We've got a really great one today with Silent Movie Cinema, but before we get to that, always got to shout out at Mike West Photo, behind the lens.
Hey, what's up?
Did you write it on your hand?
Yeah, did you write it on your hand this time?
Actually, yeah, they don't know who I am.
Jeez.
I'll get back to
Oh,
it.
jeez.
Yeah, perfect.
We weren't prepared.
Yeah.
And we've also got another photographer as an audience member today at JNR Photo. If you are in the Las Vegas area, you know who to book for your photos. These two are doing great work. But today we got Silent Movie Cinema in the studio. Our first episode with 4 people on camera. And it's our 4th episode. It's like we planned that. We did not.
Oh!
Damn. Holy shit.
We didn't plan that either.
For the audio listeners,
I want you to take that little click.
Yeah. And
Make it like an explosion.
for the audio listeners, Fez just got hit right in the face with a pen.
Are you awake yet, bud?
By our producer, Michael
That was Jane.
Wesley.
No, that was Jane.
That was Jane? Oh, I saw it from my leftover.
That was
sorry.
for taking
That makes it even more impressive.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we got Joe Kennedy here. We got Richard Matthews. Guys, give it up for Silent Movie Cinema.
Yeah, we need to stop being like, give it up for. We're not like live on stage. Like,
Give it up.
There's no audience like claps. I guess there could be.
I'll feel
In
those
post.
energies.
I'll put some in.
Okay, thank you.
Like the
Yes.
huge live audience.
Yeah, so really
But
loud.
like do it so it's like woo! And then it's like,
Yeah, really.
like not even gradual, just totally fake.
second.
Super loud.
Yeah.
You guys don't wonder if someone's just applauding for you?
At home?
At home,
Yeah.
in the
You know
distance.
what? That's pretty cool. Kind of weird, but
Our parents are rooting
I
for us all the
respect
time.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, so we
My mom
got...
Evelyn, your mom Renee.
Hi, moms.
Hi, Mom.
Hey moms.
Hey, moms.
Shout out to moms.
We got Richard Matthews on lead vocal and guitar, and Joe Kennedy on drums, and then Colin Campbell currently playing bass. How you guys doing? Thank you for making the trek out here. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, Richard had to drive pretty far.
I was a stone's throw away.
Yeah.
But it was like a big stone.
Yeah.
Like, it was like it was like a boulder.
Like,
But Joe comes from my part of town, which was not a fun drive at this time of day.
You know, I got to listen to a lot of music on the way.
Between
over
both
here.
drives,
it's
it's
a drive.
averaged out.
Yeah, right.
Joe comes from Hawaii.
Yeah, I drove from Hawaii to get
Yeah,
here.
all across
The
Pacific.
Atlantic.
I mean,
sorry.
it's the ninth
Yeah,
island
wrong
for a
one.
reason.
I got one of those boat
Well,
cars.
he went the other way.
Yeah, nice.
It's a Malibu.
007. What? Oh,
Dude,
nice.
Is that in one of the movies?
I love Austin
not-
Powers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I don't think it's. Anyways, Silent Movie Cinema. How you doing?
Well, I've had a day, but anyway,
we're
enough
solid.
about
Well,
me.
it's an even now.
Thank you for coming out. We'll see you later.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have today.
Yeah, it's been, music's been quite eventful, I guess. I mean, we're slowing down a little bit right now, but
Spring is sprung.
spring has sprung for a lot of folks.
The area's warming up, and people are starting to get out more.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys working on right now? What's the current
What's
project?
the move?
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of practicing, a lot of refining what we have already, especially with the current rotation of band members, getting everybody on track. We wrote a new song recently, and we're working on redoing some older material. We're always talking about recording, but at the same time, we're still trying to just get more shows out there. So they're trickling in.
It's a fine balance between having time to practice and record and then actually going out and playing shows.
Yeah. You got to focus on one or the other, kind of. Yeah. Perfectly balanced.
As all things should be.
Ah. Star Wars. So, Richard, I've known you since maybe 2016, 2017.
Ah, yes.
A long time.
Good old open mic days.
Yeah. So, and SMC's been around for just that same amount of time, right? Or maybe a little bit longer?
Maybe a little bit less, but about that amount of time.
Because when I first met you, was it in its incarnation?
I guess well, okay, so if we want to throw it all the way back to that very first time that we met.
Yeah.
That was technically not SMC. That was a different band.
Yeah.
What'd you go by?
The Richard Matthews Project.
No, it was something.
It was Matthews with 2 T's.
It was something even cringier than
Dave
that.
Matthews Band Part 2.
Yeah. Okay. So, wait, the very first time we met was at Sam Ash. It was like 2013 or 14.
Was it Sam Ash?
Wow, that was quite a while ago.
That was
Damn.
that was the very first time.
That was
Was he shredding a guitar?
No,
Just
that was like the second or third time we met. I could have sworn the first time was when you came to my garage and you were just like bluesing it out.
Oh my god, no, you're right. That is the first time we met.
Oh,
I'm sorry. You're totally right. That was
the elephant forgets.
That was no. He's right because I remember I rolled up and at the time I was driving a Crown Vic.
Yeah.
And it was a decommissioned
cop car. Yeah.
So I rolled up and like their garage is open, they're blasting music.
You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You drove a Crown Vic?
I drove a Crown Vic, and it was like black and white. You know, like it didn't have Rams on it, but like it looked like it had the headlamps on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was my first car.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I rolled up and I drove by because I wasn't like the house came up quick and I was like, oh shit, that's where they are. So I turned around and then they commented on it when I pulled in.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like 2012, 2013, something like that.
That was 2013, I want to say.
And then we ran into each other again at the open mic
at
the
Sam
Beat.
Ash. At the Beat. Sam Ash, the Beat.
No, Sam Ash and then the Beat a couple years later.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what about Cafe Live?
That was like
They've known each other a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, so we've been in the open mic circuits for a while, but we finally were getting the ball rolling on a proper projects.
This is the proper iteration.
Fez has even played bass in SMC.
Little tidbit for those of you out there that
previously.
don't know. I was playing bass for SMC for a good maybe almost like
8
a
months. Yeah.
Year. Well, because that was in 20.
Oh yeah.
Was it 2020?
Wait. Yeah. So.
Or was it 2021 that I started?
I think it was 2020.
Yeah. Excuse me. It was.
Was it?
2020. Yeah.
So
it was
we were still in
All before
lockdown.
my time.
It was and Joe just joined the band in July of last year or June.
Yes.
Yeah.
July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you came on board and then like a month later we played the Soundgarden show.
Fresh out of college.
Yeah.
But not really, because we were quarantined for a year. But
Right. Yeah.
fresh out of my house.
Yeah. This is the first time you stepped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had felt the sun.
Yeah.
That's wild. So was Fractured Glass written before Joe was in the band?
This is correct. Fractured Glass was written back in like 2014.
Wow.
So that song's been around for like 7, maybe even 8 years.
Who was the previous drummer on that?
The original drummer, you know,
It's an old cat. The drummer on the actual track, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
That was somebody you hired on Fiverr.
yes. So on the recording that we have, so we have like this live version that's floating around on the internet. I don't know if it's unlisted yet or not, but
Is it on SoundCloud?
It's on YouTube.
Oh.
It's to a music video of like Nosferatu footage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've only listened to the Spotify one.
Right, which is the version we want you to
Okay.
hear.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that old Nosferatu video is like it's history for me. So it's kind of cool.
Because Nosferatu is a class like
I
it's an
mean,
old
yeah,
movie.
old. This year turned 100 years old.
Yeah. That's how old that song is.
That's
It feels like it sometimes.
Yeah.
but
Kicking it around.
But Joe, you have a lot of writing credits on like current SMC stuff, right?
Technically, a lot of it had to do with me taking existing drum parts and just adapting it to like my style of playing, taking ideas. I know Fez, I think, wrote a lot of the drums for like some of the demos that were given to me, but I have since then
Molded into
made
your
them
own
my
thing.
own.
You added a little splash.
I would say that there is currently one song we do that is completely me.
Do I get to hear it?
Yeah. Well, that's Breath Holder.
Beholder.
Oh, okay. Well,
Beholder.
yeah, that was before I even. That was like.
Yeah.
That was like I didn't even get a chance to get
Yeah.
chip away at
You were
that.
there. You were there.
I was there.
He was there for the inception. Yeah.
Yeah, for the movie.
Yeah, that's wild. Because I feel like for the time that I've known SMC, I've only known you as the drummer, and I always felt like that's your group. Because like I know you, like your influences musically, and I feel like you just fit right in. So I didn't know that you weren't writing those parts or writing some of the older parts at least, because I feel like that's you.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe that's just because you've molded it into your own thing by now.
Yeah, you could say it's me now.
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about like your drumming in SMC, and like it gives you an opportunity to really like push yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the main
You crossed
reasons
the
I
line.
wanted to be in the
Yeah,
band.
toe the line.
Yeah.
I feel.
It was one of those like, this kind of music isn't necessarily standard stuff.
Yeah.
And it really is open to that sort of, well, what can we do to it to like push it further?
Yeah.
And it's not like I want to play the hardest music. I don't want to be the guy who's just like busting his chops every opportunity that he can. But it's less of I want to do the thing you can't do, and more of I want to do the thing you didn't think of.
Ah, I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So,
Clever.
and Richard, I know you've got some meaty chops on the guitar as well. But I know you also take that same approach, not necessarily doing the most you can, but what makes sense, right?
Yes, essentially. So, I mean, yeah, like Joe was saying, do the thing that you didn't necessarily think of. And, I think what can be interpreted out of that, like, incorrectly is like, oh, we're just trying to push boundaries and do the next big thing or whatever. Well, that's not necessarily true, right? It's,
Shout out to Prague.
The whole genre.
I mean, there's just, there's so much music that's already written, and, everyone says, oh, there's only so much you can do. And, like, while I think that is true, there's a difference between being, like, super derivative and putting your own spin on
Right,
something
absolutely.
that's been around for a while.
So, and you specifically draw a lot of influence from, like, desert rock, a lot of that.
Right. And a lot of people still don't know what that is, but that's okay. We're here
Right.
to fix that.
Yeah, we're here to fix that. Shout out to desert rock, the entire genre.
Yeah. That was kind of sitting on the underground right underneath grunge during the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're I know you're a big fan of Queens of Stone Age, big fan of Mastodon. Mastodon's coming to town.
They are.
You going to that?
I probably am, because they're actually there's actually, you know what? I was gonna go see the opener, who was gonna go play at the Usual Place actually, and they canceled their Usual Place date. And so I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And then Mastodon added like 3 new dates, and one of them was Vegas, and then they had the
What
open.
band is it?
They're called Chemists, and I just found out about them because I started playing this video game called House of Ashes. It's made by the people that made Until Dawn, if you guys know
right
that
on.
game. And like, there's a really doomy like song that starts
Yeah.
at the beginning of the game, and it's just like, wow, this song's
Killer.
amazing. So I looked it up, and then it just kind of like happened, like, oh, these guys are opening up for Mastodon. Wow. So
We were trying to figure this out the other day. Who is playing at the space? Is it Ghost or is it Baroness?
it was Baroness.
It was Baroness.
So
okay.
that show came and passed, but
Oh, okay, that's right. It was in March or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about so Mastodon, Queens of Stone Age.
yeah, but also bands like the Strokes, Arctic Monkeys.
Right, that's right. Yeah, see, because you pull a lot of indie influences as well.
Yeah, particularly I guess like the post-punk side of those
Right.
indie
Yeah.
bands.
And Joe, you pull a lot of. I mean, I know you've got Localcalc out there.
That's true.
Yeah. And it's funny because we have shouted you out on 2 different podcasts.
Right.
now.
Which is crazy.
Wow.
And then so it's great to finally have you on here.
I don't consider it too relevant to the SMC stuff.
But I mean, your influence draws from many different places, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you're you.
Yeah. So you
You are Joe.
Joe Kennedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you
We
know
didn't
that?
we didn't get a different person in here, right?
There's a few people that have actually gone by that name.
Can
quite a few.
I say your middle name on here?
Sure.
Joe Michael Kennedy.
Yeah. Which is funny because there's like some artist out there with that name
Oh wow.
who's got a website.
You can
and
go by Mike.
It's like digital art. Yeah. Nobody goes by Mike anymore.
What about JM?
But
Yeah.
but anyways, for drummer specific influences,
Yeah.
aside from Localcalc, what do you got?
A lot of, it ranges from like indie to metal.
Yeah.
I was big on prog. I was big on like the new metal kind of when Gent was a thing.
Yeah.
Like when it first came out, it was
way
like,
life.
yeah, I'm all about that.
So I know you're a really big fan of Coheed and Cambria.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the like just straight up like
Yeah.
progressive rock kind of deal. I'm big on bands that have like a concept behind them. Bands that tell a story with their music.
Yeah.
Lots of imagery.
Which is something that I was drawn to with SMC because a lot of the like lyrical
lyrics, yeah,
content
absolutely.
that Richard
Yeah.
writes is based on
There's a story behind it.
there's some stories going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Coheed fan.
Yeah.
But, we've never really talked Coheed,
Yeah.
but I know.
That's what I was listening to on the way over here.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
they're the shit. That and bands like Deer Hunter,
Yep.
other very theatrical.
Yeah.
Long. I feel it. I feel the influence in SMC, and I feel the influence in knowing you and your drumming. But listen, silent movie cinema. Okay, you're obviously a movie fan.
Well, okay, yeah, a little bit.
Where did the name come from?
Well, yeah, so it's just kind of one of those things where I was like, I just like silent movies, and I don't know, man. I just didn't think too much. I feel like bands try to overthink a lot of their band names when they're
Yeah.
trying to come up with something,
Yeah.
and to me, it just like, it kind of clicked, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, I didn't think too hard about this. It sounds kind of cool. It's a bit long, but at the same time, it's like,
You abbreviate.
yeah, you go SMC.
SMC.
But it is easy. And
Yeah.
the funniest thing to me is when I tell somebody the band name and they're just like silent movie cinema, as if like it should be more complicated. Like, no, that's it. You got it.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy going. No alternate spellings or
Silent movies are a pretty interesting niche. What's your favorite, or like what got you into that in the first place?
So, I guess I've been okay. So, horror is kind of like my thing, right? Like horror
Okay.
movies are like my main genre, and I know a lot of them aren't very good, but like, I don't even consider them guilty pleasures. I genuinely enjoy watching bad horror movies from time to time. There's usually something to enjoy out of them, especially ones that have like good practical effects. Someone with their head exploding, or somebody like tearing their insides out, whatever. It's like, oh, that looks like a link of sausages, but that's pretty cool anyway.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, since I was like a kid, 12, 13 years old, I started getting into like 80s horror movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. And as I got older, I started kind of expanding my tastes and see like, oh, what else is out there? And I remember started working at a video store, and that was kind of when like the floodgates opened. Shout out to Buybacks, who is now defunct Backs.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, that like, we'd always see like these crazy movies coming in and out, and like, everyone knows about Nosferatu thanks to SpongeBob, but
Yeah.
it was around 2012, 2013 where I finally decided to sit down and like watch the original movie.
Thanks to SpongeBob and the
Yeah.
100 years that it's been
Yeah.
around.
The it's actually Nosferatu's monster.
Well, yeah, so Nosferatu isn't the vampire, so yeah. The vampire's name's Count Orlok, and Nosferatu is just like some like folkloric German word for like the night comes or something like
Oh,
that.
interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Nosferatu, another one that's not quite as popular but still is very revered is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which if you've seen any Tim Burton movie, you can tell he draws a lot of influence from.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's like this whole movement after World War I called the German Expressionist movement, and a lot of the sets were very surreal looking. So buildings and stuff in the background were kind of funky and all kinds of like jagged shaped
Right,
stuff. So you had directors like F.W. Murnau, who were kind of like the John Carpenters of their time, I guess you want to call him. Who's also very prolific in his own right. But yeah, so horror movies and silent, there's other silent films, obviously, stuff like with Charlie Chaplin, that is very prolific as well, but that's more on the comedy side. And those movies are great too, don't get me wrong, but the horror is where it becomes more theatrical. A lot of those people coming into the silent movies had theater training. And so a lot of their movements they had to be very expressive to convey what was happening because they couldn't really talk.
Yeah,
You
they
couldn't
didn't
hear
have anything.
Yeah. You just had background music playing
Yeah.
and then, just got to make faces or use your hands a lot. But yeah, horror to me always felt a little more theatrical from the silent perspective anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, that's a really cool niche to pull inspiration from. And you guys played a show to a silent movie, right?
oh yeah, wow.
Yeah,
One-
that was
one, right?
The Space
Yeah.
Center or
Sci-Fi Center,
Sci-Fi
yes.
Center. I'm
Is
sorry.
that
was
is that
close.
something that you're working towards doing more of, like in the future, or is that just a one-off thing?
So that was, at the moment, it definitely felt like a one-off thing because I actually had fill-in guys at the time for that. So it was just me and then like 2 friends that kind of stepped up to like play along, and it was bless you.
Bless you.
A lot of that was not super improvised, but it was a lot of touch and go and just kind of feel it out. So there were like motifs that we had, like that I came up with riffs to be played during certain parts, but it's like, okay, we're not gonna set exactly how long it goes for, but
Okay.
just kind of watch the film as we're playing and then adjust accordingly.
Gotcha. So it wasn't any of the normal SMC
No, it
music.
was
was a completely
all
one-off thing.
brand new stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think we have a recording of it. It's not a very good recording, but I might go back and listen to it, and at one point actually I think I uploaded some of it onto our Instagram page, which follow us at Silent Movie Cinema.
Silent movie cinema.
exactly
Yeah.
how you think it's spelled.
Yes.
It'll all be in the description on screen and
It'll be
whatnot.
maybe it will be
Where, Fez?
right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right here.
Got
maybe
it.
Wow.
Right here.
Look at that.
Or
No, don't give him that much work.
sorry.
We're
Wait,
already,
no.
like-
Where was that last one?
it was I don't know how low it was gonna be, so like maybe
Somewhere-
it was like the front of the table. Yeah, right there.
I see it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Or it'll be like that, like this.
Interesting color choice.
You're making this one fun for me.
What's this? What? Where?
To get back to your question, Nick.
There it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wait, no, it's
Yes.
Oh, okay.
sorry.
All right. We got it. All right.
I did okay. I don't feel like I properly answered your question. It was a one-off thing at that time. However, it is something that I recently have been contemplating. I haven't necessarily brought it up to Joe, but I mean, I
already
think I've
scheduled.
mentioned it to you,
Yeah.
and that you're sort of interested in maybe
Getting
doing
a
it.
projector and just.
I mean, doing it ourselves basically.
It's
we don't.
really cool.
Yeah.
Like.
I think I joked about like putting a projector in my bass drum.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did talk about it. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Just put an LED screen on your bass
Yeah.
drum, honestly.
So let's talk about your lyrics, and that's something that's always intrigued me. It paints a picture for sure. I
Yes.
mean, you've got songs like, and I know them so well because I still know how to play them. There's Coattails, Sometimes After Midnight. There's Fractured Glass. There's Shady Business. There's all these great tracks, but I feel like they all paint a different story and a picture. So let's talk about Midnight. I know that's one of Gabby's favorites for sure.
Gabby? No,
Yeah,
just
Gabby Fisher. who
Shout out
was
to Elevated
the-
Underground.
Yes,
Who was on
we finally got
this
the drummer of
month's-
the EU.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who's on
they got
this
a cool
month's
drummer.
podcast.
Yeah.
You got any leftover questions from that one?
For you, we'll get to that.
I won't answer them.
Okay.
Move on.
No, I do.
okay.
I mean, I wasn't gonna ask him. So, the vocal line is really catchy, and I know you're.
Right. Well, so I mean, if we want to tackle like lyrics first, that's
Yeah.
one of those ones that's actually kind of not inspired by real life events. Well,
Okay.
yes and no, not
Yeah.
my life.
So I know you said before that you don't necessarily draw them specifically, and you kind of just you write them out first and let the inspiration come afterwards. Or?
So yeah, music comes first, and then melody, and then lyrics kind of
Yeah.
fall into place after that. But yeah, for that song, I kind of wanted to write a song about Jack the Ripper.
Oh, okay.
But like the more I was working on the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of I don't want to like mansplain, but definitely I wanted to convey that like, okay, like serial killers are a representation of the patriarchy, basically, and like almost peak, aside from like religious leaders. I know I just compared serial killers and religious leaders, but honestly, I don't think they're that much different.
We're doing the hot takes here.
Hot takes.
Yeah, hot takes,
But
yeah.
anyway, without getting too much into the socio-political stuff, I wanted to write a song about Jack the Ripper, and just kind of fit the creepy vibe
Yeah,
of the song.
yeah. The chorus goes, "You're too lonely up in that tree."
Right, kind of referencing a cat that runs away and goes up into a tree. Cats kind of representing femininity,
Oh,
and so
So you said you were inspired by Jack the Ripper for this one, but are all of your lyrics inspired by some sort of tale or something like that, or are they personal?
most of them are more personal, but I do try to generalize it just to make them more relatable. Because, you know, I mean, there's so many things that people experience that you can latch onto without making them super specific. Yeah, that's kind of what I try and go for. Is like, okay, I do want to tell a story. I want to share an experience, but not necessarily alienate anyone. So sometimes I even try to make my songs a little gender neutral.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. Yeah. So are you like going forward with the whole, you know, maybe you're going to do more silent movie shows? Would you ever direct your own?
Oh.
Would you ever do your own like full album with the movie like
Well, that's a good question.
combined?
Well, what I've thought about doing is I do want to make a movie at some point in my life. I don't know, maybe 5-10 years from now. I wouldn't necessarily do like album movie sort of thing. I would just compose the score for the movie, which I guess you could still kind of make it, but I don't know if it would be an SMC thing, you know?
Gotcha.
So just like me personally, it could still be like the same lineup, but just a different project.
Yeah. SMC could always play it live at some point.
Yeah. But just release it under a different name maybe, or
Right.
just, you know, not necessarily market it as an SMC album, even if we do use the SMC name, you know, music by SMC.
Yeah.
But yeah, not official canon,
Yeah.
I
The
guess.
movie
not
would
canon.
the movie would take
It's EU.
the importance over the
Yes.
band in,
Yeah.
that,
Right,
in
yeah.
that case. Yeah.
Have the film stand, you know, on its own without being like, oh, SMC wrote the music for this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's inevitable, I think, with a lot of these, you know, movies that are like, oh, music written by Eddie Vedder or, you know,
Oh,
something
Trent
like that.
Reznor or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross.
Would you do a silent movie or just a movie in general?
It could be anything. I think I would like to do a silent movie, but I think I just kind of am. I am not. I was born in the wrong time. I hate to say that, but you know, I think I could write. You know, people still make silent films, but they don't hit the same. I think.
Right.
They're more like avant-garde, very indie filmmaker-esque, and they work, but that's not the type of silent film I want to work on.
You want it to blow up.
Well, I do want it to get an audience.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, same deal with music. I don't have delusions of grandeur, but I do want to be able to market it easily enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I've dabbled in video editing and filmmaking a little bit, very surface level stuff. But I absolutely do love being behind a camera, and I like the aspect of acting. You know,
The whole world's a stage.
the whole world is a vampire.
Saves us a lot of money in the long
Nosferatu.
run.
Yeah.
But not doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Doing this and that on the
That-
side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could record the audio for the silent film right now, so you don't have to
Yeah.
record it later.
that too.
So I know you draw a lot of influence for your guitar tones and stuff like that from Queens of the Stone Age and things like that.
Yes.
You use a Schecter guitar?
So yes, most people are very surprised when they like, it's like, what guitar is that? And I'm like, oh, it's a Schecter. They're like, what? No way, dude. And I'm
You're
like, yeah,
It
dude.
says it on the headstock?
Yeah, right here, my guy. I know it's kind of hard to see from out there, but like you're right here, like 2 feet in front of me. You can, you know, but no, it's okay. I appreciate that people approach me and are curious to like find out more about like what goes into my tone and everything.
I love it when that happens after
Yeah.
a show. It's a good compliment.
Yeah, no, it's better than like, hey, great set, man.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. So Schecter guitar, orange amp, right?
Yeah, so you know, for the longest time, my first orange amp was a CR 120, Orange Crush 120, and I decided I wanted to like upgrade to something with tubes.
Yeah.
And so I got a TH30, and I'm like, no, you know what? I need more headroom. I want, you know, cleaner cleans.
Yeah.
And so I got a Rock Reverb 100, and then I hurt my back one day, and I was like, no more 55-pound amps.
Right.
And I ended up going back to the CR 120, funny enough.
Joe, you use a PDP kit?
That is correct. One day I'll have a DW, but
Are you gonna get some of those rototoms on some SMC songs or what?
For the Rush covers.
I
Rush
want to hear
covers.
some Rush.
Rush covers.
I want to hear some blocks
right,
on Midnight, man.
those blocks I think are LP, but yeah, PDP drums, Sabian cymbals,
What sticks do you use?
Vic Firth, 5As. just
What do you use for
Middle of the road.
comparison?
Whatever cheap 5B I can get my hands on. Yeah. I buy the fucking bundle of whatever like offshoot 5B,
some meatiness behind those.
no branded, just I break them too often. I can't.
Great value.
I can't afford. I'm
Yeah.
out here
Kirkland
sucking
brand.
dick for cymbals. Like I can't be buying brand name sticks.
Right.
I think you're at the point where you can get a sponsorship.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. You hear that?
Yeah.
Give Elephant King some drum gear. We really need it. I'm playing shows. We're a 2-piece band. I'm playing shows with a crash ride and a B8 crash cymbal, and that's it. Aside from the hi-hat.
Honestly, though, like it's one of those setting limitations for yourself to
Oh,
get
totally.
more creative
Breed
with
Totally.
creativity, yeah.
Because as soon as you have 10 symbols, you're just like, what am I gonna do?
You're like
with
these
Yeah.
dudes in their 40s and 50s that have like the most giant kit. And,
Yeah, it's honestly those
to
aren't
helicopter
even
them in.
Yeah, those aren't even that fun to play in my opinion. But
There's
I
too
would
much.
like a more legitimate setup. I play very garage rock type drums. Anyway,
Yeah.
what's your snare secret?
My snare
Yeah,
secret.
every drummer's got their snare.
How many snares do you have?
What
on
do you? Yeah, how many beads on your snare?
Yeah, how many beads
Specifically, I counted them. It's
yeah.
around 456.
That was way too accurate of a number for
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I feel like you looked into this a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, honestly, I recently bought one of those snare weights. It's like a little leather piece that you clip on to the rim, and it sits on the head.
God, yeah.
It's got a little like metal weight on it too. Gets rid of a lot of overtones. The thing is pretty magic.
Yeah.
I would recommend them.
Do you have a brand that you like specifically?
I don't know what brand
Because
it is.
I've mostly just used like moon gels or some gaff tape or something.
Yeah, which I've been doing for a while too. Moon gels are still pretty awesome. I like the Remos, the rings you put on your toms. But honestly, for the heads I use on the toms and the way that I play for this kind of music, it doesn't really need that kind of stuff. It just carries over fine. Yeah.
I did want to add really quick to my guitar tone. One of the things that, I get a good clean out of the orange amp, but a lot of the heavy lifting comes from the fuzz pedal that I use.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to ask about your board a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, the Deathfly Effects Alchemist.
That's right. And that's the guy makes it himself, right?
He
It's
makes
one
him on his kitchen counter. Guy from Canada. I think he's from Alberta.
Deathfly Effects.
Yeah, at Deathfly Effects on Instagram. Super nice guy. I've had a handful of conversations with him, and every time it's a pleasant exchange.
How many times can I do this before you just cut me off?
Oh, you don't have
This
to keep
many.
going.
Yeah.
Mike, go ahead and put a counter right up here.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do.
Audio listeners are confused as fuck. They're like, what are you
That's
talking
their
about?
fault.
Yeah,
Fez
that's their
just got
fault.
hit with another pen.
Are you asking?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it?
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man, where'd that pen come from?
Oh my God, he's got a whole
can
box.
make it
man.
happen.
Christ. They're Sharpies. There's the extra. They're the bold print ones too. That's
That
and they're
clap
full
hurt my
you
hands.
because you know that when there's ink in them, they're a tiny bit heavier.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like a
how
hard
that works.
drive. When,
Yeah.
you have a full hard drive, it's heavier.
Right.
dude, that's
That sounds like it bites.
yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those types of pedal companies where it's just like one guy, maybe like 2 or 3 guys, just making it
That's-
for fun. Those are some of the best people to buy from. Like
Right.
you always get such quality.
Yeah,
times out of it.
I cannot stress enough how much I love this dude, and I hope that he's watching and that he knows that I appreciate his gear.
Feature 52 is about to blow up due to Deathfly Effects.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
it.
Thank you, Deathfly
ahead,
Effects,
what more
for
do you
this sponsor that you haven't contacted us about yet.
Okay, so aside from the fuzz, I also use a delay and reverb that he makes.
So your pedal board is like mostly.
It's just the 3, but I actually have 3 Alchemists as well.
That's awesome. Wow.
What tuner do you use?
It's an Electro Harmonics tuner, mini black tuner.
Killer tone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have a volume pedal as well, which that's an interesting one. I'm trying to think. I have an EHS.
And what does that control?
It controls how loud I want to be when my mom's trying to watch her Korean dramas.
It controls how scrongly the tone is.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
How scrongly the tone is.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to
Strong.
get a good wigwam out of your guitar, and
Right.
you pull it, and it does a
It
little
toots a
jiggle.
little bit too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then you get the Borschtlau.
Yeah, you can't be jim jamming with your skrongle. You got to have a good skrongle.
It's impolite.
There's the truch that I have to sometimes fiddle with. The truch.
We're gonna have a hell of a time trying to subtitle this episode.
We're subtitling.
Yeah, we're
Just
subtitling.
let YouTube
because we
do
have
it.
so much work on our hands. We can't all. All right.
Speaking guitarish.
We need a subtitler. Anyone, if you know anybody who would like to join the Feature 52
You saying
crew.
you're not a fan of when YouTube tries to do it on its own?
No, it never
no.
works out right.
No, those are the
Sometimes
best
it's hilarious though.
Oh yeah, no, it'll happen.
Yeah.
I'll let I'll let YouTube.
I'm looking forward to this.
subtitle this
right
like,
here.
closed captioning, but any writers out there want to just do our closed captions.
So speaking of writing,
Nice.
thank you.
That's a nice subway. I mean,
Uh,
uh,
Freef.
What are you guys doing later? You hungry?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm a
Some
little
Chiba Hut?
peckish.
Excuse me. The premium sandwich shop is Subway. Okay.
It's easily porta-subs.
Capriati's.
Yeah, I'm on the Capriati's club.
Capriati's club.
Capriati's is pretty good, I will say.
Okay, but
But-
locally, Chiba Hut.
Yeah, no,
is the
Chiba
best.
takes the crown.
Ooh.
I mean,
Honestly,
Good point.
Chiba Hut takes the crown anyway
Shout
for
out
me.
to
Like,
Chiba.
I don't. Can I say something that's not positive about Chiba Hut?
sure,
We haven't
go-
played there
yeah.
yet.
We're not gonna edit that.
Well, we haven't. Well, no,
this might affect your application.
I'm not gonna bash them, but not gonna lie. I did not enjoy the PB&J I had there.
They have peanut butter jelly?
They do.
Oh.
It was a bit too sweet, and
It's like
I
over
it
the
could be
top.
my fault because I also got Kool-Aid with it.
I love that you're reviewing a sub sandwich place by their peanut butter and jelly.
Well, you know
bro,
what? If they're gonna throw it on the menu, then they better
Do you
right.
think so?
that's,
Was it?
That's like going to like. I can't even think of an example
like-
right now.
it's like
it's like going to a pizza place and then you're like,
Oh, these wings suck.
No. It's not the same. It's
Yeah,
well,
because he doesn't eat wings.
But you're saying it was the combination.
it could have been the
Rule
combination.
number
It was-
one is don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Wait, but did you order it with like the garlic bread? Because that easily wouldn't.
garlic
I was gonna say the entire.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
an
get
option.
any sandwich there on
Yeah.
garlic bread. Do they let you do that? On
I
PB&J?
believe they do. They asked me. They asked
They
me, like,
asked
do you
you.
want the
Look,
garlic bread? And I'm like, no. I'm
From a
good.
place that offers like Cheeto marshmallow treats,
Oh, that's right. You do that.
I don't think
yeah.
there's any hard limit.
It is a munchie shop, so it makes sense.
I mean, it could just. Also, I don't smoke the devil's lettuce.
Oh,
Bok choy.
the electric bok choy.
And funny enough, I like a bunch of stoner bands, but ironically, I don't smoke it myself.
Well, stoners and musicians, whether or not you smoke, if you're in one of those two groups, you're
Eating at Chiba Hut.
eating at Chiba Hut. You're in the same circles.
So speaking of writing, so
Nice.
I know you said that.
I'm sorry, Chiba Hut. Please have us play at your place. Thank you.
So you said that you guys usually start with the music first, right?
Yes.
Like, do you start like by jamming stuff first, or how do you?
Yeah, some riffage.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Other times it's just, well, yeah, a lot of the time is like, okay, like I have a new riff. I wrote it at 1 a.m. last night. Tell me what you guys think, and then feel it out, see how
Yeah.
it goes. Other times I'll be like, okay, guys, I wrote a whole new song. This is
Yeah.
how it goes,
Yeah.
all right?
But I like how you send us a video of you playing it, and not necessarily audio. Like,
Very intimate.
I gotta see like how he's
Light some
feeling about
candles.
this.
Well, I think those are like when I do like Instagram live stuff,
Yeah.
and it just automatically saves the video, and I'm like, all right, here you go.
Yeah, the excerpt.
Yes.
I feel. Yeah. And you sing on Breath Holder now. Are we gonna hear you on some more silent movie cinema tracks?
Yeah, that's the idea. I think we've even gone back and tried to add more vocals to
Right.
to
Yeah.
existing material. I do want to get more into like harmonizing vocals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is another thing where it's like, yeah, that's really hard to do while you're playing the drums, but I want that challenge.
Yeah. You want to toe the line a bit.
And especially with when we were writing Breath Holder, it was, hey, I'm gonna sing this part so that you can focus more on your guitar playing.
Yeah.
Give you a break.
Yeah.
You can run around.
Yeah.
Do a flip.
Right. Well, I'm still like plugged into the pedal board, but what was I gonna say? You know that joke of like Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of like me. Like Richard's not even the best singer in SMC. It's actually Joe. So.
Are you gonna take over?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, who would drum?
No, you can do both.
Oh, I could do both? No,
Yeah.
I could not do both. I don't think I could sing all of what Richard sings.
There's
and,
some complicated drum parts
and drum
in
the
there,
way I'm
yeah.
drumming. Yeah, it's very selective when I choose to sing. It's like that means that the drums are pretty easy right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'm
yeah.
gonna listen for that next
Yeah.
time.
That's always the trick.
Like, oh, Joe's singing. The drums are kind of lackluster.
Yeah, I'm like slowing down, just getting sloppy.
Yeah. So you're saying you're not gonna sing during the fill in Breath Holder?
No.
Yeah.
Which Phil?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be tough to
It's
sing
like-
through.
Especially since there's no vocals there.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is also
You gotta write a whole new part.
that'd be interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, that is the first SMC song with a drum solo. I would say solo.
Solo.
The
Yeah.
whole thing's a solo.
It's like a
Solo.
Rush thing.
Yeah.
yeah. But so what you're saying is you want to write more songs where you just write a whole song on drums and then somehow you come to. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The drums on all the tracks are
Yeah.
just killer. Whether or not you wrote them, the compliments to the chefs in
Yeah.
charge, they're all so good. And seeing you play them live,
Yeah.
is always so much fun. Like my eyes are glued to you, just because I'm a drummer. But
Everyone just comes to see you. Actually. They're
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
You got that blast beat at the end of the Critics' Armchair.
it's the Joe Kennedy
That's true.
experience.
It makes me super conscious of like the faces I'm making while I'm playing. I'm like, man, to an extent, you have to portray how you feel about what you're playing.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so if you really like a certain fill, like, yes, I'm gonna be smiling the whole. I'm gonna make that stank face. Yeah. Like, yeah, look at that. Look at what I just did.
You gotta do that in the blast beat, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you just look at me.
Yeah, stick my tongue out. Get a,
Look directly into the
yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
definitely two Joe Kennedys from like me shooting you with a gun. No,
Camera behind the camera.
It's a high stress environment.
Like at the Damaris show, it was either you were just hyper focused, like deadpan straight face,
Yep.
or
Or
like
I
you
was
just got the
loosened
biggest
up a little
smile on your
bit.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
it's
that kit
it's a
you
great
played?
dynamic. It's good to see like both sides of that.
Yeah, yin yang. Yeah. It's like the peanut butter jelly mentality there on garlic bread.
And garlic bread.
Peanut butter and jelly on
Yeah.
garlic bread. Wait.
Garlic.
Okay, so Richard, you had some shit to talk about Chiba Hut, but if you were to go to Chiba Hut and get a sandwich that you like,
What would I get?
yeah,
I would.
you
I mean,
like Chiba Hut, right?
I have not had a proper sandwich from Chiba
Okay,
Hut.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So I can't
So,
really
review
talk.
pending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I can't really testify to how good their sandwiches are because I haven't had a real like Chiba Hut sandwich.
It's like you
Okay,
bought an
okay.
Amazon thing and then you left a review before it showed up.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
Still hasn't gotten here yet.
One
One
star.
star.
Yeah, when they're in the review section, like answering questions, and it's like, how big is this? I don't know. I haven't received mine yet. And it's like, why are you answering?
I've read that that if it's like the emails are like they send them to you and they're like, what is your thoughts on this? And they frame it to where they're asking the person specifically. And if it's somebody that's like not familiar with that format, they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all like old people that
Yeah.
just have no idea. They're like, oh, I guess I got to respond to this now.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
a personal message or something.
Yeah, like it's like an IM.
That's me
Yeah.
at the end of shows when I'm trying to pack up my drums and people are trying to talk to me about what I just did. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
I always try. Listen, at the end of every local show, I always try and say something to the bands after they play, assuming that I enjoyed the show. But I always laugh when I see people like run up as soon as the final song is over
Yeah.
and try and talk
Yeah.
them, because I know what that's like. I'm like, I'm trying to get off stage. There's another
Yeah.
band coming up,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like.
You know that they're not musicians.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or
But
you
it's
know,
still
or
nice.
But it's-
they're just genuinely excited.
It's very
Sure.
touching.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's touching in
It's
between the
endearing.
set, in between songs, and they're like, hey man, great.
Or like that one guy that came up to me when I was playing a solo.
Oh
at the
yeah,
last,
yeah. That was at the
That was at First Friday.
First Friday.
First
yeah,
Friday.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What a time.
That was so funny.
yeah.
Dude
They're like,
came
hey
up.
man,
That was
just
like mid solo, right?
Yeah, basically,
Dude,
yeah.
yeah, people love to do that. Like on the strip, it's no different, bro. Indy will be just shredding a solo, and then the guy's like coming up to him while he's playing, and they're like, "Great job, high five, high five."
They're trying to siphon
I gotta
some of
use
that.
these hands to do this. Yeah. That's
It
hilarious.
seems like it's a drunk thing, I want to say.
Yeah.
But it is sweet.
they wanna feel that
inherently,
energy.
But it's like, think
Yeah.
for a second, you know.
It's a little too
Like, I
vicarious.
it's like, yeah, I know you want some of this magic, but just hold off a second.
Yeah. Wait till my gear's wrapped up.
Well, listen, we're coming up on the 52nd minute, which is our golden minute.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, why you making fun of me like that?
No,
Come on.
it's cute because
Don't
it was
put
only
the pen
one
down,
time
Mike.
so
Oh,
far.
I know.
Because
I
you're
know.
feature 52.
Yeah,
Okay.
feature
It's
52.
like
I
it's
see.
like 420 on 420.
Exactly.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
Are we about to smoke on a podcast?
Let's go to Chiba Hut.
oh yeah, they're open.
It'll be like Elon Musk on
Yeah. Yeah.
what's his name?
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he's like
Rojo
he makes
Joe
the face and
experience.
everything, and then his like friends are tweeting it, whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we're coming up on the 52nd minute. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we start going into wrap up mode?
Oh,
Any
okay.
questions you got for us, or Fez, you got any final questions that you wanted to toss their way?
I know. So you guys are always talking about recording. When's your next? So when is that gonna happen, or your next release? What do you have planned? Like another single?
As
EP?
soon as we have the funds.
Basically,
It's
we
always
want
the catch.
We want to put out a real quality product, and
Yeah.
we also, I mean, not that we couldn't, but we want to also find the right guy who is familiar with like some similar with our sound anyway.
Yeah.
That kind of knows like, all right, you play this kind, your tone sounds like this. All right, this is how we're gonna make you sound
Yeah.
the best. But yeah, funds are not super tight, but it's like we're still
Yeah,
just kind of kicking things around. And
Yeah, especially for non-musicians, it's hard to like wrap your head around how much work really goes into recording. It's not as
absolutely.
simple as, hey, the music's ready, like we could play it, we could just get in there and do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's way more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. So when's your next show? Do you have anything planned?
Yeah, so we have a show on May 11th at the Dive Bar. Good old Dive Bar. I love
May
the Dive
11th
Who-
at the
who's playing
dive
with you guys?
bar.
Infected Rain is the headliner.
Okay.
They're a band from Moldova.
Moldova.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, unfortunately, this is going to get uploaded after that. Do you have anything to plug that's coming
that's
up
coming
after that?
We have a show at the one and only Bull House.
That they do. What a great segue.
Is this gonna come out before then? Because it's May 20th.
We don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
yeah.
really
Well,
planning
we,
to end
we-
here at
we
Feature
also have
52.
something after that as well.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, play that too.
What is it? July
28th,
28th.
something like
yeah,
that.
so it's pretty. It's out there.
That's
down
out
the
there, but
road.
that's plenty of time for
Yeah.
people to show up.
Yeah. We could write another song by
July
then.
28th, where?
That's a good question, honestly. It might be a dive bar again.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
venue TBD.
well, if you're watching or listening and you would like to come to a badass show, go to, if this is out before the show, May 20th here at the Bull House. You can find all the information for that on the Feature 52 Instagram and media and all that. Michael, can you look away from me, please? I'm sorry. You're just like, you're making dead eye contact with me while I'm doing this. Yeah. Thank you.
Just like the
But if this, in the event that this is uploaded after that show, you can catch them at probably the Dive Bar, July 28th. Follow
yeah.
at Silent Movie Cinema for for updates on all that, and buy their merch so that they can afford to record more
yes.
shit.
We have plenty of shirts if you guys are interested. They got like the plain old black shirt, white text. It's the squiggly logo if you're familiar with that. It's on our IG if you want to check
You guys
it out.
got like pins and stickers and stuff. I know I have a pin.
We got pins, yes. We don't have stickers though.
No stickers.
No stickers.
We
Just
can get some
pins.
stick the
like
pin on a
double-sided
sticker.
tape and any
Yeah,
pins.
yeah,
and stuff.
Any
yeah.
pin is a sticker.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah,
Just pin it straight to some.
Any shirt's a sticker if you.
I got to get another
gotta-
SMC pin. I lost mine in Reno.
oh, it's
Yeah,
okay.
It's very unfortunate.
We have
Well, now
plenty.
SMC's in Reno.
Yeah, we'll have one more
World
fan
tour.
in Reno.
Whoa, yeah, world tour, 7 hours north.
Same state.
Yes. Same state of mind.
Yeah,
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, is there anything else you want to plug before we wrap this up?
Let's plug some desert rock.
Desert
let's
rock. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, you know what? Hang on. There's one thing that I have been asking everybody that I want to continue as a tradition. What is one local artist here in Vegas that you would like to collaborate with? Either personally or as a band, doesn't really matter.
Joe?
I just saw a full-fledged show at Chiba Hut the other night, and I've been in love with those guys since I saw them practice at MDV.
Yeah.
It's
that was earlier that day, right?
Huh?
Didn't they practice earlier that day?
I think so.
Or are you talking about your...
This was
different
way
date.
back,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I've been following them for a while, and all those guys are great.
Yeah, cool cats.
It's one of those, like, they were like their own little club in high school, and I was like, I should have gone to that high school, you know?
Oh, I feel. Yeah. I feel.
But shout out to those guys, full-fledged.
Okay, full-fledged.
Well, what about
there's
collaboration with Walk right here?
Making it happen, my guy. Making it happen. Not that I wouldn't want to work with other musicians in the scene, but I think, I don't know. It's just I don't want to say stickler for like my sound.
Well, you're in a specific niche.
Yeah, there's plenty of great musicians out there, plenty of talented people, and I like a lot of them as musicians, not just as people. But I don't know if anyone that I've met or seen play would get my style.
Let's get a feature on Elevated Undergrounds.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, I love Gabby singing. I mean, everyone in that band's pretty cool.
It doesn't have to be a feature on SMC or on your music, but just
in
someone to
general.
work with in
Right.
general. Yeah. No one's coming to mind.
Well, there is one artist that we actually played a show with. Our first show at Taverna, Tension Movement.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen them.
Yes, Charlie, they're pretty awesome. I really like the dark synthwave stuff.
Right.
If I could incorporate some more synth into SMC, that'd be awesome. But there's only 3 of us, and I mean that's already
so far.
So far.
I'm working on growing another hand, but it's,
it's hard.
It's
I know.
process.
I've been trying too. It's
But yeah, at Tension Movement, that's my final answer.
All right, so we got full-fledged Intention Movement. If you're listening, these guys would like to party. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being here, Silent Movie Cinema. Once again, May 20th at the Bull House, we have 4 bands: Elevated Underground, Silent Movie Cinema, Ronnie Wilder, and the Cosmic Frenzy, as well as White Noise. Thank you. I'm 2 drinks in. Sorry.
All right.
I didn't forget you guys.
He's hydrated.
Yeah, I gotta get some water in me. I got right here. I'm about to crack this open.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crack open a lukewarm one with the boys.
Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
For the longest time.
That's it.
Whoa.
We're queuing out with the other half of
For
Fractured
the
Glass.
longest time.
Hell yeah.
Let's open that door. Let's open that door. Let the boys. Let's warp in that door. Let's let the boys breathe. Let's let the breathe happen.
For now.
We just didn't want to seem ungrateful, and we wanted to thank Feature 52 for having us.
Thanks.
They didn't
Thank
totally
you.
force us to say
Thank
this.
you so much.
They were not.
Is that good? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please don't hurt my family.
Thank you. You have to say it 52 times. Thank you.
Thank you.